What is going on, YouTube Nation? This is Darth Dividend. If you guys are new to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. We're at 6,000 subscribers. We're almost at 6.3 subscribers strong. All I ask you to do is smash that like button, hit that notification bell, and these videos are free for you guys. I don't believe in charging people. I make these videos for you guys. So I cannot wait to start having somewhat of a social life after next week because I have a big exam and things are starting to finally slow down with graduate school. So I'll be pumping out more videos for you guys. So these stocks are great dividend growth stocks. They're on my radar and they have some dividend increase announcements. So let's check these out right now. That first stock is AbbVie. I do not own these guys, but I like the high yield at 4.55%. These guys are a pharmaceutical juggernaut, and they have increased their dividends over time. They just made a dividend increase announcement, which I'll go over with you guys. But this has not jumped too fast against the S&P. It took a little bit of a dive, and it's sitting at $114.34. So as a dividend stock or a stock in a traditional Roth IRA, it's somewhat attractive because it has increased its price per share. If you look at 2017, how low it was at $60.52. Now it's sitting at $114.34, and the S&P is slowly beating it, so it still makes it attractive. It's not jumping up too fast, has a really good dividend yield, and its dividends are fantastic. Let me show you real quick. Here's some news. They declared their dividend increase of 8.5%. AbbVie is announcing today that the board of directors declared an increase in the company's quarterly dividend cash dividend from $1.30 per share to $1.41 per share, beginning in the dividend payable date on February 15, 2022, to shareholders as a record of January 14, 2022. So this is a very attractive dividend stock. It's increasing its dividend over time. 8.5% is a lot, and I'm going to show you its dividend history. So at 2017, it was 64 cents, and all the way it's at 130 right now. So this is a pandemic-proof stock. This is a recession-proof stock. And again, this is not financial advice for entertainment purposes only. I have a disclaimer in the description, but my gosh, a 4.8% dividend yield. I'm going to be adding these guys eventually. I want to get my QYLD, RYLD, and XYLD loaded up on M1 Finance so that I can start buying stocks like these guys that have a nice high yield dividend, and they have been increasing their dividend over time, and people need medications. So that's what makes these guys a very popular dividend stock and a dividend stock to buy. Let's jump to the next dividend stock. So Pfizer is another dividend stock to buy. I own this one and I'm long in these guys. They are at $43.38. Just because of the vaccine, there's a little bit of hype up and down and this and that, but they're a dividend stock company. They are not a dividend. They're not going to, in my honest opinion, they're not a very good traditional or Roth IRA stock because look at how they're doing against the S&P. But they increase their dividends over time. They have a 3.60% dividend yield, a PE ratio 18.53. They have so many medications, it's ridiculous. Labetalol, there's going to be a hypertensive crisis, they're saying in 2030 with all these. This is a study that I read. And just on pharmaceutical medications for hypertension, it's going to be like $300 billion. I'm not even kidding. I mean, it's crazy. And this is something that I learned in one of my lectures. And Pfizer has medications like labetalol, and in the hospital, there's been labetalol shortages. Labetalol is a beta blocker, but it's really good for people's blood pressure that are in hypertensive crisis. So you're dealing with people who are non-compliant. The obesity rate's getting worse. Cardiac issues are getting worse. They have medications to help people with that. And I don't see people taking care of themselves. And the complacency is not a good thing. And we're just seeing people are sicker in the hospital. And Pfizer has many products as well as antibiotics that help people. You always have to worry about antibiotic resistant bacteria. They have a cocktail of antibiotics to help people. And they also have anti-anxieties. They have SSRIs with the mental health crisis. So they are pretty much in demand. And it's very interesting with the diversity of medications that they carry. And I'm going to show you their dividend history. Look right here. You're seeing in 2017, it was 32 cents. 2018, 34 cents. 2019, 36 cents. In 2021, it's 39 cents. Hopefully it'll hit 40 cents, but it has a 3.63% dividend yield, PE ratio 18.53, which is not bad. An annual dividend of 156. How do you say no to that? Let's jump to the next dividend stock. Huntington Bank Shares is another dividend stock that took a little bit of a dip. It's a very phenomenal bank stock. During the pandemic, it took a huge nosedive. I actually started buying Huntington Bank Shares. I bought it, sold it. Now I'm buying it again. It's taking a slow recovery against the S&P. It has a 3.96% dividend yield. They just made a announcement with a dividend increase as well, which will be coming out. And its year range was 966 to 1691. So the financial sector and real estate sector, I'm really going after because there's still a dip there, and these guys are high in demand. So I'm going to show you their dividend history. 2015, it was 6 cents. Now all the way at December, it is 15.5 cents. So you're seeing a dividend increase. They're slowly coming up, and they didn't decrease their dividend during the pandemic, which makes them a very attractive bank stock in the financial sector. So right now it's at $15.60, a PE ratio 11.63, dividend yield of 3.76. How do you say no to that? And an annual dividend of 62 cents. Let's jump to the next dividend stock. The next stock is Conagra Brands. It has a dividend yield of 3.86%. This is a very good food stock. Okay, what I mean by that is there's a lot of things that they carry in the stores that you buy. A lot of frozen veggies. I have a lot of products with them that have frozen veggies. I have my cooking oil spray that has Conagra Brands as a logo on it. I love their steamed broccoli that they carry that are steamable. So people are buying steamable vegetables. You just heat it in a packet and it just starts rolling for you. So it's very convenient, very affordable, and the shelves are always empty with Conagra Brands products that I've noticed. I've done a few videos on these guys. I am targeting these guys. I'm probably going to buy, I'm thinking about buying maybe 2 or 3 shares this month with these guys. The dividend increases are up, which I'll reveal to you as a PE ratio of 13.08. Its day range is 32.28 to 32.70, and it's not really killing the S&P. It's actually pretty stagnant, and it's not really increasing its price per share, which make it very attractive to me. And I'll show you its dividend history. As you notice, there was a slow increase from 2017 to 20 cents to 2021 to 31 cents. So the dividend yield is 3.83%. The PE ratio is not too bad. The annual dividend is 125. So you're seeing dividend increases, slow dividend increases, and these guys are a really good company that generates a lot of revenue and distributes dividends that have a dividend increase. So keep an eye on that one, and I'm going to show you my final dividend stock. My final one is Medical Properties Trust. It is sitting at $21.59. These guys are a big real estate investment trust that specialize in elderly care, mental health, and they are doing so well right now with their dividend, and their dividend yield is 5.18%. I'll go over these guys very quick, and then I'll show you their dividend history. So its year range was 1713 to 2282. Let's check these guys out as a real estate investment trust. So these guys have 444 properties, 46,000 licensed beds, 9 countries, and 52 tenant relationships. Let's go a little bit in depth because this is just the tip of the iceberg. So here's the thing. There's 71.9% acute care hospitals, 10.9% behavioral health, 9.5% inpatient rehabilitation, 1.5% long-term acute care, freestanding ER urgent facilities, 1.2%. So healthcare is in demand. People are getting sicker. There is a rise in diabetes, hypertension, amputations, kidney, renal issues. So people are going to need to be in these beds and fill these beds. And you can say, blah, 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 oh, I'm not sure that they'll fill beds. I'm going to be honest with you. Again, this is not financial advice or medical advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. People are getting sicker. They don't care. There is a complacency. And unfortunately, behavioral health is on the rise. It is an epidemic. Obesity is starting to become an epidemic. Hypertension is starting to become an epidemic. And diabetes is becoming an epidemic. So if you're diabetes, if you have high A1C, hemoglobin A1C, they test every 90 days for you to see how your, basically how your insulin and your trying to be as basic as possible. Basically, there's a phenomenon that red blood cell, a glucose molecule sticks to a red blood cell, and your red blood cell lives 90 to 120 days, and they can basically check with the hemoglobin A1C test to see how you're doing with your blood glucose levels from 90 days. And if the hemoglobin A1C is above 7.5, that's not good. That increases your chances of a stroke, which gets you to either an inpatient rehabilitation hospital or long-term acute care hospital. So there's a correlation with all these things: strokes, heart attacks. People are going to need these facilities. So let me know what you think of this video. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. This is Darth Dividend. You guys have a good one. I'll post a video Monday on my dividend income for October and let you know how it's doing. And then I'll post a video on Tuesday. So after Tuesday, I'm going to start pumping a little bit more videos. So make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss future videos. This is Darth Dividend. You guys have a good one.